Hello there, welcome back to The Closet Historian, and today we're going to be dealing with closets because we're going to be taking a look into mine once more. That's true, I have done a closet tour video here on the channel before. I will actually put a card up to it here now because I mentioned different things in that, or like different anecdotes, or show you different things in that video that I made in this one, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. It was 2 years ago, so I have changed a few of the ways I store things, so that's why I wanted to make an updated video for you all. And people always are asking how I store my things, and I think that video is kind of hard to find and not, completely relevant anymore, so I decided to just make a new closet tour. We're all here, stuck in our homes, in our closets anyway, right now, so I figured I might as well give you a tour of mine. So let's jump on upstairs to me from an hour ago. So here we are in my bedroom, which is also my closet in some ways. So the first thing I've done here is I've added this TV dresser situation. Used to be in this corner, but I needed more hanging space. So I've brought this canvas, there's actually a clothing rack inside of there, up into this corner as a new spot to store more things. And of course you can see I have more stuff at the top of this as well. But inside of this canvas clothing rack are all of my vintage suits. So I put them all in here. So alas, vintage suiting lives in here now. And also ones I've made, because I've made my plaid suit. We saw me make this one on the channel, but they all live in here right now. So this thing opens up, and there's a clothing rack, as you can see, hanging space at the top there. And then there's some shelves here at the bottom, and I will go through those with you as well. So as for these shelves on the bottom of this canvas thing, I have a box of faux fur collars, a fake faux fur muff, and like my faux fur things. This is actually, these are both faux fur wraps as well here. And then I have all my wool berets are just sitting here, and then my big striped hat. I don't have enough space for all of my hats, honestly. Down here on this bottom, we have, these are actually, this is the extra linen bits to turn my linen bolero suit into that Jedi dress. I'll put it on the screen now. So these are like the little extra wraps and tabards that turn that little 1930s linen suit into a Jedi outfit. If I ever go to a Comic-Con, maybe that'll be useful. And then I have my plastic 1950s box purses down here. These actually were gifts from my grandparents, from within the family kind of collection, I believe. Then I have more hats and hat boxes back here. These is all hats in boxes down here. Lots of hats in my life. These are actually, again, I said this in my last time I did this similar video, cookie boxes from the Christmas section at the grocery store, but they are good for storing hats. This is a little 1940s, 30s, 40s tilty hat with tons of vintage fruit on it in big bows. I actually made this little one, which is why it doesn't have a lining, because I get lazy. But this is a fun fall time hat, of course, but I just keep that in safekeeping in one of these boxes. And these are actually shoe storage boxes from IKEA in here. So that's what's at the bottom of this linen rack over here now. And on top of this canvas rack, there are all my vintage straw clutch handbags in a box. Another little vintage purse here that has nowhere else to live. And then a box of hats, of course, because I just need more hat storage again than I have. Umbrella. So next to this canvas guy full of all my suits is this standing little dresser and a space heater. So I will go through what's in each of these. This bottom one has, yes, socks. This bottom one has like workout clothes that I never use because I don't work out. And then this next one up has more like modern wintry scarves for when it's like super snowy out and I just need to layer lots of scarves on. But this drawer is all my gloves. So this is a fun drawer. And it's making me sad that these yellow ones seem to be out of order. So I arranged them in rainbow color. These are actually my shorter, like wrist length, or a little bit beyond that gloves are all in here. So lots of gloves. And then up in this one are all my longer gloves. So these are ones that are the longer length ones get put up here. So I find it easier to find blue and pink for whatever reason. Also, I have a couple spare berets and other like wool kind of vintage scarves. And then these are faux fur trimmed gloves for, again, more wintry times. But these are some different scarves, some handkerchiefs, chiefs, whichever, are in here. And then the top drawer of this is all my silk scarves. I like Marie Kondo'd these a while ago. I did have them all hanging. You can see my last video like this. I had them all hanging before, but I found it harder to find which one I was looking for than even this. This at least I can kind of go through them and look and see where the one I need is. This one is from a long time ago I got at the thrift store, and it has ships on it, which I think is very fun. A lot of these, most of these, I found for $1 or less at the thrift store. And then like maybe 25% of them I bought online specifically looking for a certain color or pattern. So a lot of these little 50s nylon ones over here too. I'm trying to collect the full rainbow of those. So those are scarves and gloves in the top of this dresser. Then I have this dresser, which I bought at a flea market a couple years ago because I needed more storage. That's right. So in here I have, this top drawer still holds my vintage Japanese Haori jackets. Haori? I feel like I'm not very good at saying that. This is the men's one. So it's got a patterned silk lining on here. But I have a few Haori. I love them. This one has like orangey red lining and this gorgeous oak leaf pattern on it. Whew. I love these a lot. I like wearing them. I love the style of them. I love the history of kimono and everything like that. I just don't always feel comfortable wearing them because I just feel like it's not, you know, sometimes I question whether or not I have the right to wear them. But they are beautiful, and as collector's items, collecting historic fashion in some ways, I like having them even if I can't wear them. This bottom drawer has flannel pajamas and oversized Star Wars t-shirts that I wear. Often you'll see me sewing in those. And then this is my like actual t-shirts that I would wear out and about, or a Ghibli movie t-shirt, things like that if I'm my most casual self are in there. But then here we have my Mickey ears. You know, you never know when you might need to go to Disneyland. And also other headbands and like flower headbands like that. This is actually I'll show you. This is a gorgeous vintage celluloid hair comb, but this one is falling apart, so it lives separately from the others. This one is really dying, honestly. You can see how the celluloid is coming apart up here. He's just basically wasting away. But it's so beautiful. It's just not going to make it. The celluloid is crumbling. I'm lucky it hasn't like self-combusted. I wish I could like scan this and 3D print a new one, because what a comb, right? Ugh. I have a lot of 1920s hair combs like this, but this one lives in its little plastic coffin in here because he's not gonna make it, guys. He's not gonna make it. Next drawer down has some vintage evening handbags. So I have my lame clutches, probably from the 1950s or 60s. These are really inexpensive to pick up. They're probably like $15 to $20. You can get these for online. So I have a gold and a silver. Then I have this wooden bead, like late 30s or 1940s bag with a big plastic. Oh, this one's actually really quite hard to open. There he is. It's got like a grosgrain ribbon kind of lining on it, and then it still has the original mirror and the paper in here. So that's rather a fun one. I got this for $12 at an antique mall. Then I have a little Whiting and Davis style metal mesh, and I say little, but it's quite rather large mesh one in here. This is another cord with a plastic handle, kind of a 30s or 40s little handbag. This one is a gorgeous cord handbag. It like hangs like so. Super pretty. So yeah, just got these ones stored in here because there's no other place for them. So next to those two drawers is this big drawer, and it's the biggest drawer in this dresser, and it's full of vintage clutch handbags. And this guy. This is a bag designed to go and be worn with kimono, I believe, probably from the 1960s or 70s. But I have this like 50s or 60s candy apple red clutch, a faux croc stamped leather, probably from the 1940s. My little black cord clutch. This comes in handy, matches nearly everything. This was the first vintage clutch I bought. It says it's Givenchy, but who knows? Probably not. I got it at the Savers thrift store, back when it was Savers, when we had Savers here. But these are all my vintage clutch handbags. I have quite a few. Big lucite handle on this one here. This is probably my best cord clutch I have. It's multicolored with this lucite on it. Super fun. And then all my Plastiflex are in here as well. You know, I like collecting them, okay? I bought this one because I finally wanted a white one, and then I found this one right after that. And the tiles were different, so I felt I could have two. I think the least expensive one in here was this guy. This one was only $25 on Etsy. So you never know when you might find a total bargain. Of course, the most expensive one of these, which I talk about in a haul here on this channel once, was my red one. But, you know, I was doing well finding neutral shades, and I wanted a darn red one for once. In the next drawer on from that, I have more evening clutch bags. This one is satin. I bought it to match my satin evening shoes from American Duchess / Royal Vintage. For those of you who don't know, Royal Vintage is being incorporated into American Duchess, but it's still the same. Otherwise, it always has been the same. But this just matches my satin shoes from them. Another little more 30s, 40s style cord bag here. Although, what's inside here? Oh, this has like its own like pouch for the mirror, which again, you can hear is still wrapped in its paper. So this one's like brand new, which is why it's so nice and white for an ivory clutch here. This one actually a friend got for me. I think it's probably not as old as the rest, but it's still very pretty, and I use it anytime I wear gunmetal, of course. This is a little twill kind of evening bag, and then I have a bag full of hankies down here, actually. Vintage handkerchiefs that my grandmother gave me. Try and get these in here in a way so that this will close again. Here's the stuff on the top of my dresser, by the way, for any of you who are curious. Still have some wrapping paper sitting here. There's some candles from IKEA, dusty terrariums full of like raccoon bones. These are 18th century or early 19th century mother of pearl gaming chips that I bought when I was visiting Hampton Court in like an antique shop across the street from Hampton Court Palace. Lots of candles, lots of perfumes and random things, lots of feathers, you know, random stuff. This is the butterfly and bee that I bought last time I was in Paris at Derrol. I can't say their company properly, but I will put a link to them in the description for those of you who like taxidermy, and if you ever get to Paris, you absolutely must visit that store. It's the best. Alright, turning around on the wall to the right of that last dresser, I have this standing dresser, which is much cuter. I think we can all agree this was a 1970s Victorian style dresser that I got off Craigslist, and me and my mom painted it black. Well, I think she did most of the work, I can't really remember. It was a long time ago, but glossy black with silver handles, of course, why not? I actually have some flowers right now to try and bring some inside, or outside inside, because we can't go out much right now. And I'm burning what candle is this? Warm fireplace. It's all about warm fireplace with me. So hair flowers kind of live up here. I have this painting I did, some large scissors, an old fan, hairpins, or hat pins rather. And in this dresser is where all my vintage costume jewelry lives, or most of it, the majority of it. So this first drawer has, these are velvet trays that are in here. This first tray has like more fancy jewelry and all my dress clips. Super fun. And then this one has like larger bracelets. This is all my like bug themed jewelry is in here. There's lots of different jewelry. This is actually a special letter from a friend of mine, which she was talking about my first novel, because she had read my first book, and this was the first letter from her after that, and so it's really special to me, so I keep that safely in here. And when I lose motivation to think, man, am I just terrible at writing and no one's ever gonna like this, I like to reread that to give myself some more courage to keep going. But that's this drawer, kind of. The next drawer down, I have a lot of vintage costume jewelry, you guys. This is all necklaces. So there's gold necklaces. This is my bracelet drawer. This one is probably my favorite. I just adore it. To me, it looks like Frank Lloyd Wright house tiles. You know those concrete houses he did? This just reminds me of that, and I love it. But I have a ton of really great bracelets in here. A lot of book chain. I collect book chain bracelets. This one you may have seen in a haul. Lovely fall themed book chain bracelet here. But I have some Egyptian themed things in here. I need to do a bracelet video where I show all my bracelets, but I haven't done that yet. Let's see. More trays. This is kind of like my novelty plastic brooches tray here. Most of these are vintage. A couple of them are reproduction. I think this is more recent vintage. But most of this is vintage. Yeah, like this guy's a reproduction one here. But I think this is Belle Lurette Paris is the name of the company that makes those ones. But the rest of these are vintage. This one is quite a favorite of mine because, hello, look at that thing. Actually, I can put a link in a card here to my novelty brooches video if you want to see all my different novelty brooches. Down here we have the gold brooch tray. Underneath that there's a silver brooch tray. You see the situation here. These little things hold more joy. You can see there's plastic necklaces down there. This is one of my favorite necklaces because, like, if I were, you know, in Tudor England, I would want to wear that. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I don't really know which era this one's from, but I think it was $30 and I had to have it. So most of this was collected shopping online. Nothing is over maybe, I think this one I paid $52 or something like that. And this was like a very pricey one for me. Everything usually is around $20, $10, $12. Mostly under $25 when I collect something. Like I think again this was like 20. Some of these were like 12. I think this one, I think I paid 15 for this. And I'm not, as I've said here before on the channel, I didn't used to be very responsible with money, especially when I was younger. So I would just spend it all on goodies, as opposed to saving it, which is a bummer, but it has resulted in this rather large collection. The other three drawers here are like socks, underwear, slips, camis, like boring undergarment stuff. Well, I'm sure some people want to see it, but I promise it's boring. I'm not Dita Von Teese. I don't have fancy things. Maybe one day when I can afford to splash out. Then over here I have, speaking of Dita Von Teese, I have her books in here and some other old notebooks. This little standing shelf situation I used to store my jeans. Those are like more modern jeans in the bottom, super high-waisted, like 80s mom jeans, and other jeans go on here. Then I have like the books I need to be reading, a hard drive. This is not Omaha Steaks. It's actually more hair combs, including this replica Titanic hair comb. You never know. And up here I have the rest of my hair combs. I used to have much longer hair, you understand. Also, for those of you excited about the Blade Runner video, I bought this on Etsy once when making my last Blade Runner video several years ago. I also have some Legos here, but these are all my vintage celluloid hair combs. Probably not the best way to store them, but these ones are in much better condition. They're not turning cloudy and sad like that other peacock one was. But I have a bunch of these and I adore them. I mean, holy moly, right? They look so pretty in your hair too. Sometimes even with my short hair I can get them in there, but so pretty. This one is my largest probably. Ooh-wee. Again, at least it didn't used to be. You can get these for quite a deal sometimes on Etsy, so look out, or on eBay as well. So look out for those. They're super fun. And then we have my actual closet, which is in here. This is my little walk-in closet, but we have made some improvements since I last brought you all in here. So on this side, I have vintage handbags all along the top here, and then I have my mostly Royal Vintage and American Duchess shoes up here, which are just super pretty. I mean, hello. I have these in the red and the black. I just need to get myself the brown, and then I'll be really in there. But mostly American Duchess and Royal Vintage shoes on this shelf because I like to keep them nice and pretty up there. Down here we have, let's see, all of this is like dresses. And this is my fall winter closet right now. I haven't switched over for spring summer yet. So this is all dresses in here. Then I have a few jackets, some pants or like long things that need to hang over here. And this is like more modern t-shirts and tops here on the end. And then also some sweaters, short sleeve sweaters go down here. Then on this wall I have a couple of bags, obviously don't fit anywhere else. All this hanging jewelry is mostly really old stuff from like high school, like a long time ago that I just haven't gone through and thrown things away or sold them or whatever. There's some vintage stuff hanging on the like outside of this, but a lot of it's like old, sad Forever 21 jewelry on the inside from when I was a youngin'. But you know, this is all where my belts hang, obviously. So lots of belts here. That's where those hang. And then I have another jewelry storage center here. This is a lot of jewelry. I explained the last time too. A lot of this is like beaded earrings that I made back when I used to make more jewelry, but then there's lots of vintage stuff in here as well now. But like the reason I have this much is it's mostly beaded jewelry from back when I made beaded jewelry. Oh. But underneath that, but in the top of this storage area, I have rhinestone brooches. So this is where all the rhinestone ones live, like our fun Slytherin snake friend here. This is like a 1950s or 60s. I have the earrings that match this as well. Some of these were gifts, like this one was a gift, and this one was a gift. These are sapphirite, made by Vogue, clip-on earrings, and I haven't converted them to postbacks like I normally do with like cheaper clip-ons, because these ones are actually worth a little bit of money, because this color of stone is like made, or this color of glass is made with like flecks of gold and is actually worth more money. So I won't be converting those ones because I think these ones are actually worth maybe like $100 or $200 for these clip-ons. So they live here, and I don't wear them very often because they hurt, obviously. But there's some fun. This one looks like a Mockingjay pin from the Hunger Games, but is actually a 1940s or even 30s parrot. And some like more 60s-ish things going on in here. Then in the drawers I have more vintage earrings. A lot of you can see how these are converted from clip-ons to postbacks. A lot more like big 50s earrings. My Bakelite, big giant coin kind of things. Just vintage earrings in general. This is like my fancy jewelry drawer. Of course, if this were diamonds, then I wouldn't be talking to you now, because I would be on my private island. This is all rhinestone stuff. This one actually, these match a brooch. I bought them to match a brooch. Here's a very diamonds are a girl's best friend kind of bracelet situation. So this is where my white / clear, this one actually, funny enough, very Art Deco looking, from Banana Republic. While I was working there, they came out with that, and I was like, take that 1930s bracelet right with me. So yeah, this is all my clear and like fancier rhinestone jewelry lives in this one. Then we have 50s necklaces in here. Then we have a Bakelite necklace. This is like a Lisner plasticky necklace, and then beaded jewelry underneath that. And this is more beaded jewelry from back in my beaded jewelry days. I don't think the sides actually have much in them right now, but that's another jewelry dresser. Sorry the lighting in here is so bad, but there's really nothing I can do about that. Also, it's just very dusty, but it's me. Down here on the floor, I have another box full of like wool scarves and things. This is where all my parasols and wagasa live. I would like to store those in a nicer way, honestly, because these parasols in front here are like cheapy, costumey parasols, but behind I have actually nice Japanese wagasa that I try and keep as nice as possible. Put some more of my shoes here on the floor. You know, these ones are Chelsea Crew guys here. These ones are some Betsy Johnson ones that look really 40s to me, and they just look like a party for your foot. So cute, right? These ones are some older bait ones that I love wearing with summer dresses. These are actually quite comfortable too, which is nice. Always a bonus. These ones get a real workout. These are from Madden Girl, but they're a good 1940s-ish shoe. You can get away with that. Oh, here's the other color. I'm known to buy multiples if I like something, so here's the other color of those. I have them in ivory as well. Just love those. But yeah, more shoes hiding in the depths down here, pretty much. And then this side of my closet has received the most change from last time, because what I've done here, or what I asked my dad / contractor to do, was there used to be only one rack like this side over here as well, and I had my dad lower that one so I could put all my skirts on the bottom of that, and then put all tops on this new rack on the top. So that's what we've done here, is we've made it so that I have double the space that I used to have. So these are all my skirts. Well, these are all most of my skirts. I have a few summer ones that are in a different closet, but this is my winter and fall appropriate skirts, I guess. And then up here I have all my well, a lot of my tops. Again, I think I have a few summery things that are in another closet, but this is most of my tops. Things I've made or things I've thrifted over the years. Top of this skirt rack, I do have space for some more shoes. So there are some pairs of, again, these are American Duchess, and I think you can see those are an amazing kind of 1910s through 1920s shoe. I have my Remix shoes in here too. These are like some of my most comfortable heels are these. I think they're called the Garnet from Remix. I'd love to get those in gold, but more shoes down in there. You can kind of see them in the murky darkness there. I also have my Malco Modes petticoats in here. Oh, that's a skirt slip, but my petticoats are stuck here in the end. And then this is like most of my skirts really. And like the taffeta one we made here on the channel. Lots of plaid ones. My circle skirts kind of live back here. Lots of skirts. Here on my bed I have my coworker, who seems to be not the happiest with me. Oh, I see. I see. But she has been on my bed all day today. Just the coziest little gal. She's silly. Lastly, I have these big blue boxes I talked about last time still, and that's just more hat storage inside of here, basically. And then also all my chocolate and the Luna bars that I eat for breakfast every morning. Not great, but it's just what I've been eating for breakfast for over 10 years, I think now. So me and my breakfast bar, that's how I roll. But I have a lot of chocolate stocked up right now because, of course, we're in lockdown, so I don't want to run out of chocolate. So those are my evening snacks right there. But these are just big blue boxes from IKEA that I keep a lot of my hats in as well. So I have another big blue box on this nightstand as well. And on top of that live all my wicker handbags, actually. I'd love to get a red one and a navy blue one, you know, to have the complete collection and all. I don't have lipstick on yet. Well, this is the first time I've gotten glam in several days because, of course, on lockdown there's really not usually a good enough reason to do the whole shebang, but I will go ahead and put lipstick on and I'll join you back in the studio downstairs. So that is how I store all of my vintage, reproduction, home sewn, etc. All my wardrobe items, all my accessories and my clothes, my shoes, etc. I'm sorry again that I don't have a shoe tour video. People always ask to see all of my shoes, but you just don't understand how long that video would be because I have so many shoes. So if you really would like a long video of all of my shoes, if you promise to watch the whole thing, let me know in the comments below and I'll see what I can do. We're all locked in anyway. Maybe it's time for the long avoided shoe video, but you'll have to let me know if that's something you would like to see in the comments below. But again, I hope you're all well out there, and thank you as always for tuning in today and hanging out with me. I will hopefully be hanging out with you a little bit more if I can here. Trying to film is not the easiest right now. I just kept having a hard time focusing on it, but hopefully I'll have some more projects for you all here soon on the channel, not just silly Sims videos, but I'm glad some of you seem to enjoy those. I probably will make a few more, but I might not put them on this channel. I'll put them on my second channel. So I'll put that on the community tab if and when that happens. But thank you as always for tuning in today, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.